Cockroaches. Motherfucker, free man. Bad guy. Man, you know. Come on, it's the cartel. Hey, Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Think about my ears. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin.
I'm about to cut the Porsche. Tony Montana. What's good? All my people out there taking a listen to the KC's Corner Niners Remix podcast. It's the NinerGang Remix. And I'm just appreciative for you guys checking in and listening, taking a listen to this NinerGang Remix. I'm your boy, KC, Ice Cold, K Diddy, Kenny Caraway, whatever you want to call me today. Checking in about a week and a half since I checked in with you last time with this Niner Remix. In that span, they've had 2 preseason games. Be quite honest, the Niners have got their asses beat twice. But see, here's the problem. For once in my life, I got out of my element. And I decided to actually pay attention to the preseason. For my whole life, I've hated the preseason. I've never really gave too much care about it. And this year, for some reason, I was hyped to watch the Niners play, see them on the field, and they give me 2 stinkers. Now, the thing about it is the premise of the reason why I didn't like it and the reality of the situation is it hadn't changed. It don't mean a damn thing, pretty much. It don't mean a damn thing. The preseason, the glorified practices, glorified scrimmages. And you can tell in these two games just by the amount of snaps that the starters have gotten, or if any of them have gotten snaps at all. I mean, I saw a stat earlier today after game 2 getting smacked around by Denver, where Kaepernick, Bolden, Davis, Gore, Crabtree played a combined 27 snaps the entire game. Combined 27 snaps. I mean, it's not. Come on, man. Come on. We can't get too up in arms about the preseason. I'm not going to. Sure, just like everybody else, I'd love for the Niners to come out and smack teams around in the preseason, but the reality of the situation is that's just not what they do, at least not in the Harbaugh era. They haven't done it his whole 3-4 years at the helm, and as much as I want to see something different, the reality is not too much was going to change. Hold on one second. Let me take a swig real quick. A little Simply Lemonade there. Non-alcoholic out here. You know, I listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, and every time he takes a little swig of water, he says, take a little swig of water for the working man. Well, I took a little swig of Simply Lemonade for the Niner gang. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's just not what they do. You know, if you look in the past at some of these preseason games, I can't think of any time where the Niners have just looked just stellar, especially on the offensive end, because they hold it so close to the vest on the offensive end. You never see them put up a lot of points. There's a number of games that you can point to in the preseason where they just looked anemic. The Denver game last year, the first game, when they played Denver, they didn't do anything on offense. The first preseason game of the Harbaugh era, I remember going to New Orleans and the Niners got destroyed in New Orleans with Alex Smith getting blitzed, never having time to do anything. You look back to a game in 2012 in the preseason. I think it was the 3rd preseason game of the season, and Peyton Manning, actually making his Broncos debut, destroyed the Niners secondary. He had 17 points in the first quarter against that 49er team. I mean, destroyed them. The only 2 times I can think the Niners doing anything is last year in the 3rd preseason game, the last series that Cap was in, he came and he converted like 6 passes in a row. They scored a touchdown to Quentin Patton. That was everybody's introduction to Quentin Patton. And then everybody took a sigh of relief. Said this team will be all right. And that was it. And I think the next week they went out and they smacked the Chargers around. But that's it. That's it. In 3 or 4 years, that's the only 2 times I can remember being like, oh, this team put in some work offensively out there on the field. Defensively, they've been up and down. For the most part, they've been better than what they have shown these 2 games defensively in the preseason. They haven't been very good. They haven't been able to stop the run. They've been passed all over. But that also goes into what everybody's always talking about. There's no kind of game scheme going on. They're playing a lot of second teamers. Tremaine Brock hasn't been out there. They're experimenting, just like Coach Harbaugh said. If you listen to the press conference, they're doing a lot of experimenting out there. And leading into my next point, I agree with him. The time for experiment is over. While you don't want to go too crazy into this preseason stuff, I do want to see them play better. That doesn't have to result in a win of a game. That doesn't have to result in Kaepernick or the whole offense or the whole defense just looking completely lights out. But you do want to see them performing better. And I honestly believe that's what you're going to see in this next preseason game against the Chargers. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to win. I really don't give a damn. And I don't know what the final score of this whole thing is going to be, but I think you will see a team execute better. I think you will see them perform better. I was glad to hear Coach Harbaugh say the time for experiment is over. We need to get down to the nitty gritty and get ready for the season. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, and I think they'll do that. The other thing that you want to see in the preseason is you want to make sure everybody comes out healthy, and so far that's what you're seeing. I know Antoine Bethea had a nasty little Zab Judah type knockout. Remember when Zab Judah got knocked out and was doing his little dance? But they have lightweight one of those in the game against the Broncos. But he's I think he'll be all right by week 1. I don't think that'll be an issue. Like I said, man, you want to make sure everybody stays healthy, and you want to, in some type of semblance of an offense and defensive flow, you want to make sure you're ready for week 1. This is a veteran team. This is a very loaded team. I don't think that'll be a problem. But, yeah, you want to see them play better. Also, I want to see the linebackers play a little better. I want to see somebody, either Michael Wilhoit or Borland, step up, take reins at that position while Bowman's out. So, that's something that you definitely want to look at. Man, what else is going on here? Yeah, just get ready for game 3, against the Chargers at home, at Levi's. That beautiful Sistine Chapel. Is that what it is? Is it Sistine or Pristine? I can't remember. I think it's Sistine Chapel. That is the Sistine Chapel of the West Coast. All right. Beautiful, beautiful Levi Stadium. One thing that bothers me, I'm going to go on a quick little tangent real quick. I understand that they moved out of San Francisco, and that hit homes for a lot of people. I'm very respectful of that. I love Candlestick Park. I love the nostalgia of Candlestick Park. But, I equate it to this. My grandmother, she lived in a not-so-good neighborhood, and she moved out into, a middle-class, little, maybe a little above middle-class neighborhood. And I loved her house on Mangrum so much. But it was the hood, man. And if you got an opportunity sometimes to better yourself, better your quality of living, that's what you do. Sometimes you stay. I'm living in the hood right now. It's not that bad. It's all good. But if I had an opportunity to move out to Beverly Hills or something, I had the money to do it, of course I'd do it. All right, you want to live in a little safer, a little better, a little nicer place. That's what's going on here with Candlestick and Levi's. Candlestick was a dump. Let's not because we're not there no more, act like it wasn't a dump. It was a dump. All right? I loved that dump. That was my dump. That was our dump. But it was a dump. You had an opportunity to move about the hood. And that's what they did. Unfortunately, it had to be in Santa Clara, but they moved into this beautiful place, Levi Stadium. And, I just hear people complaining, man, about the traffic and it's hot and all that other stuff. All right, man, whatever, man. Whatever. All right. The only thing that I got a problem with is prices, which is a little ridiculous. But to be honest with you, that's going to come down. The first year, yeah, they're going to be able to mark all that up wherever they want to. That's going to come down, man. Give it 2, 3, 4 years. It's going to come down to something relatively reasonable. All right. So, yeah, just cool. Levi's is beautiful, man. Don't stop hating on Levi's, man. All right. And people talking about traffic getting in and getting out. You got 70,000 people coming into one place. Of course, there's going to be traffic. What you think? There's going to be a fast lane? You think there's going to be an easy pass at Levi Stadium? No. 70,000 people coming to one place. Relax. Enjoy it. Get there early. Stay a little later. Tailgate afterwards. All right, have a good time. Everybody lay off Levi's, man. It's all good, man. It's all good. The other thing in Niner Land that's making a little noise right now is my man Alex Boone with his holdout. As I record this earlier today, there was a report that came out that the Niners offered him top 12 offensive lineman money, and he turned it down. Others are saying that isn't nearly true. Others are saying it might only be partially true, and they're worrying about what we do with Alex Boone. I'm telling you, this is what we do with Alex Boone right now, and I like Alex Boone. I feel like we need him. I feel like I want to see him come back into the fold. You know, I want him to get down with this nasty offensive line. Hold on one second. Swig it simply for the Niner game. I want to see Alex Boone get back into this. But let's be clear. I'm not trading Alex Boone. The Niners don't need no 4th round pick, man. Ooh, what you gonna trade Alex Boone for a 4th round pick for? All right? This is what you do. Okay? This is what you do if you're Trent Baalke, and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna say, listen, Alex Boone, we appreciate all your service that you've given to this team. We want you here in a 49er uniform. We want to see you retire in a 49er uniform. All right? That's not the issue. The issue is we're not going to negotiate with you while you're holding out. Now, you come to camp, you report, and you be a professional about this situation, and maybe we can work something out. But as long as you're sitting on your couch, it ain't going to happen. And you want to talk about you're going to hold out for more money, or, you know, people talking about trade. Look here, man. We ain't trading your ass nowhere. You're under contract. So you got 2 choices. You come to camp like a professional, and we work this thing out like 2 professionals do. Or you don't come, we don't call you, you don't get paid. Simple as that. You waste however long you want of your career and not getting no checks. Matter of fact, losing checks. You do that if you want to, Alex Boone. We're going to keep on moving over here. And when you want to come here and be a professional and handle things a certain way, then we can do that. But you ain't getting traded, bruh. All right? Let's be perfectly clear. We ain't trading your ass nowhere. That was me being Trent Baalke. That's what you do. All right? You play hardball in this situation. All right? You say, hey, we want you here. Come together. Let's come together in a professional setting, in a Niner way, and we work this thing out. You're not going to strong arm us into making a rash decision. So, Alex Boone, I hope this all comes to a head in a positive way very soon, because I'd love to see him out there. He's a big part of what we do. But also the whole thing comes down to if he wants a certain type of money, and it becomes either Alex Boone or Mike Iupati. I'm going big Iupati all day. I like Alex Boone, but I'm going to Iupati all day. So hopefully they get that resolved, man. I don't want to see no more tension. Like Harbaugh said Sunday night, man, it's time to get this thing down. All right, in all facets, personnel-wise, the way we handle reps in preseason and in practices, getting everybody in game shape. Now is the time. We didn't necessarily need to do it 2-3 weeks ago. Now it's time. All right, let's get these guys practicing. Let's get going. Let's get our mind right to make this drive to another championship. I don't have much more to talk about. But I have to address once again some of the things that I heard in the last week and what has become one of my favorite stories, my favorite soap operas, my favorite television shows, radio shows out there. And that's the national media bringing the Niners down. Now look, or hoping and praying for their downfall. Now look, I'm not that guy. Okay, I'm not that guy that whines and complains every time somebody doesn't say something correct or what I agree with about my team. I'm as hard on my team as anybody is. All right, I'm all about self-accountability and looking yourself in the mirror before anything. But some of this stuff is getting ridiculous, man. It's getting damn ridiculous. So this was before Sunday. Okay, this was before Sunday. So I heard one national media writer talk about, yeah, the Niners might fall back to the pack because of their lack of depth at running back. I said, what the Hold on, bro. The lack of depth at running back? That's damn near the team's strongest position. Come on, man. Then, this dude on Twitter, some national writer, scout guy, I don't know who the hell he is. He come on here talking about, yeah, man, the Niners are frauds. Cap is overrated. And you know what? This team has the best O-line in the game, the best defense, and his words, not mine, more weapons than a terrorist, and they're frauds. Hold on, man. Come on, bruh. How are they going to be all that and be frauds, man? They can be underachievers, or whatever you want to call them, but frauds mean you're not really that good, but you get hyped up as if you're that good. This guy said they're good at every position, and they're frauds. Come on, man. Like, look, I have certain concerns about this team and things that I want to see get better. I want to see the secondary get better. I want to see the linebackers get better. I want to see what this defense does, okay? I'm not overly concerned about it, but yeah, those are things that you got to have reflection on, you want to get better at. So I understand critiquing a team. Don't come at me with no nonsense. Don't just throw anything out there just to say anything. That's like me getting up there and be like, yeah, I don't think the Patriots are going to be too good because they don't have Curtis Martin anymore. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? And so it doesn't anger me. It doesn't upset me. It just it does anger and upset me because people get paid to make these opinions, and I'm sitting up here, you know, in my house having these opinions in my own time and being a student of what's going on my own time, and these people getting paid to do this stuff. Why don't you just pay me? Give me the money, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you guys are just going to be that negligent with what you do and just throw anything out there, give me the money. At least I'm doing some kind of research. At least I'm doing some kind of observation about the situation. They're just throwing anything out there. So national media, haters, Raider fans, Seahawks fans, Cowboy fans, look, come at me whatever you want with what you think may be the downfall of this team. Just make sure it's something that's credible. That's all I'm saying, man. Just something credible. Don't just throw anything out there. So, and then they was really out after Sunday's game, the 34-0 game. They was really out. They was really like, oh, yeah. The Niners are on their way down. Michael Will, Bond, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. They sitting up here critiquing this preseason game like it's the goddamn Super Bowl. Come on, man. Like, relax. And then Stephen A. gonna come up here and talk about, yeah, you know, they lost Terrell Brown and Carlos Rogers. Man, that's improving your secondary in some respects. That's an improvement in your secondary. And you know what I'm saying? I talked about this last week. How do we know that's not an improvement? All right, so you know, just beware when you're out there, when you're listening to these so-called experts. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're just giving their opinion. I don't want to rake them over the coal for giving their opinion. I just think they should be a little more. They should be a little more educated with what they're talking about sometimes. And what it really comes down to with the 49ers, and I told the homie, you know, the homie Slim Dre, the homie G Wiz, the homie the Weber, you know what I mean? I told them this on the Twitter, you know what I mean? when it comes to the 49ers, they either don't know, don't show, or don't really care about what's going on in San Francisco, California. My man Doughboy said it best. You know what I mean? So I'm not sweating it. You know what I mean? If anything, it's probably adding fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? This team doesn't like to be questioned. They don't like to be second guessed. They're professionals. They're prideful. And they'll use it as ammunition. You guys are giving Jim ammunition that he may not have had before. So with this team, in conclusion to this episode, does the first 2 games of the preseason change how I feel about this team? Not one damn bit. Let me be perfectly clear. Not one goddamn bit. We need a backup quarterback. Blaine Gabbert. If you saw me on Twitter, you heard me on Twitter on Sunday, I was very upset with Blaine Gabbert. That's a whole nother story that we're not going to get into. They need to figure out something in the backup quarterback situation. But even with all that being said, this, in my opinion, is still the best team of football. We already knew the defense was going to come down maybe just a little bit, but that offense is going to be too damn explosive a lot of the times for anybody to keep up with. They are about to set it off. They about to set it off, man. All right, so no, I'm not worried. This don't do nothing to my expectations of this team than what I'm looking for coming into this season. Like I said, preseason doesn't mean anything, but I'd love to see them play a little better on Sunday against the Chargers. And but look, the odds are they probably aren't going to do too much, if anything, that game either. Let's just be real. They're not going to do too much in that game. So, you know, let's just stay healthy. That's the number 1, number 2, number 3 biggest concern the whole time. Just stay healthy, man. Stay healthy going into week 1, going into the season, and let's get ready to put in that work, man. Let's get ready to put in that work. So that's pretty much all I got to say for today. I'm gonna have my national show, my national KC's Corner, where I tackle everything. Probably next week. I'm always gonna come right back with that NinerGang remix. You know, so everybody, tell a friend to tell a friend. If anybody, like I always say, if anybody want to get on here and talk with your boy, hey, get at me at IMKDiddy on Twitter. Let me know. We can rap. You know what I mean? We can chop it up about this Niner thing, man. So everybody have a good job. Stay safe this week. Enjoy your week. People going to the game next Sunday, just enjoy Levi Stadium, please. No bitching and complaining. Just enjoy Levi Stadium. Have a good time. NinerGang, we out of here. Peace.